What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Laughing Coyote, and this is This Week in Cricket, but it's a little different. This video is just going to be about Mohammad Amir and his retirement alone. Now, initially, I wasn't going to make a video about this. If you guys have been on this channel for long enough, you would know why I won't make a video on him, because I don't really like him much, and so the video that I was going to make would turn out naturally be a bit more negative. So I didn't want to do it. Then I posted about his retirement, and a lot of people in the comments asked for my opinion. A lot of people contacted me on Instagram asking for my opinion. I got some tweets on Twitter as well. So I was like, all right, let me do one. And so what I'm going to do in this, I'm going to share my opinions, but I'm going to remain objective. And I'm going to try not to be as negative as I normally am about Amir. I'm going to present you with facts, and then at the end, my opinion. And if you agree, good. If you don't agree, that's fine too. We all have our opinions. As long as we remain respectful, it's all good, right? So that's the goal, right? I'm going to start it off because I have a feeling that I'm going to naturally go towards the negative side. I'm going to start off by mentioning some of the good things that Amir have done. So when Amir started his career, I wrote him down here. He was the youngest to take a fifer in Test cricket, and he was also the youngest to get to 50 wickets. And it was brilliant, by the way. I think it was 2009, that Test series against Australia and England in England. That was fantastic. That's when, the whole scandal happened. I'm not going to talk about that. Like I said, I'm trying not to be negative, so I'm not going to talk about that. You guys know what happened, and a lot of people have already talked about it. Let's move past that. But yeah, that England and Test series was amazing. That to this day, even when someone asks me about the best Amir that I've seen, it's not the 2017 Champions Trophy final Amir. It's not the 2009 Asia Cup final Amir. It's that Test series Amir against England and Australia. So yeah, he started off really well. Obviously gets banned for 5 years. Then he makes a comeback. PCB supports him throughout the whole process. They allow him to get back in the team. There are some players who are saying we don't even want to play with him. Mohammad Hafiz is one of those players who refused to play with him. But Shahid Afridi, who was the captain at the time, supported him. So did other management members. And so he was brought back into the team. He kept getting chances. He played so many games in a row. He got to play in the 2009 Asia Cup final, which was an amazing spell. I don't care who you are, where you're from. If you have seen that Asia Cup final... No, was that a final? I don't think that was a final, actually. That might not have been a final. But the game against India, you guys know what game I'm talking about. There was only one good game from Amir in that tournament. And to this day, it was a fantastic spell. He got pretty much all the important batsmen out. He even got Virat Kohli out. I mean, that was out, let's be honest. The umpire didn't give it out, but it was out. So it was an amazing spell. Even Indians will agree that that spell is one of the best spells they've ever seen. And it was against India. Then you have the 2017 Champions Trophy final performance, where he gets the three most important batsmen on the Indian side. It's Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, and Virat Kohli. Those were the three guys who were getting most of the runs for India in that Champions Trophy. And so he dismisses all three of them in quick succession, and so Pakistan wins the Champions Trophy quite effortlessly. Now, I wouldn't say Amir was the man of the match in that game. I would give the man of the match to Fakhar Zaman or even Mohammad Hafiz. The batsmen were the ones who did the bulk of the work. But Amir was very good with the ball, and he definitely helped. Most definitely he did help. But he wasn't the main guy in that game. But that's besides the point. He played really well in that game. Now, why did I mention those things? Because those are all the good things about him. And that's the thing. That's where the good things end. After that 2017 final, can you name one good performance from him? Well, I can't. So I think that's why he was dropped. He was dropped because his performance dipped by a lot. Like, he just didn't look like the same Amir as he once was. And I get it, when you're not playing cricket for 5 years and then you make a comeback, you shouldn't really be expecting the same Amir as, the England and Australia Test series Amir. You shouldn't be expecting that Amir. He was out of the game for 5 years. Now, you can argue that, well, when he was out for 5 years, he could have still trained every single day. He could have still prepared for the day that he would make a comeback. I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but he lost his touch. We can all agree on that. He lost his touch. When he came back, he just was not the same Amir. And it goes to show, I mean, he was the youngest to get to 50 wickets, and he got to 50 wickets quite quickly. But if you look at his wicket rate after the ban, it slowed down significantly. And I believe that was the reason why he was dropped from the team. He then goes on to blame Test cricket for his poor performance, and so takes retirement from Test cricket, which is a very poor decision. Pakistan needed him. Pakistan supported him. PCB supported him throughout this whole scandal. And he sort of backstabbed Pakistan, right? He said, I'm not going to play Test. It's affecting my limited over performance. Fine. He left Test cricket. His performance didn't improve, did it? He was still crap in limited overs after retiring from Test cricket, which he blamed was the reason why he was not performing well. So he gets dropped from the limited overs as well. Guess what? He retires from the limited overs. The guy is kind of a bully if you look at it. I mean, he's not performing well. He's not going to get selected on merit. So what is he doing? He's saying, all right, if you're not going to select me, I'm just going to refuse to play altogether. Now, that doesn't really matter because they weren't going to select you. So if you're going to retire, well, okay, bye, right? Because they weren't going to select you. But what he's trying to do is basically making the management select him by retiring. He's forcing them to select him, even though he doesn't deserve a place in the team at the moment. If you look at his T20 domestic cup performance and international performance, pretty much any performance in the last 4 years, other than that Champions Trophy final, that one game, and you can't keep selecting him based on one game 4 years ago, now can you? So that's what I think. He hasn't performed well, and that's why he got dropped. Many other players got a chance, and they're going to keep getting chances because they're performing well. Pakistan needed him. The youngsters we have so many great young bowlers at the moment that would have really benefited from someone like Amir in the team. But Amir completely ignored that. He retired and he's expecting a callback. So now he's expecting that Miss Bowl, Rakhad Yunus or whatever, or the chairman of PCB is going to give him a call and ask him to come back. That's what this is. And that's why I think it's sort of a good thing, because the guy is clearly selfish. The guy clearly doesn't play for his country, and he just wants to be in the side whether he performs well or not. And that's just not how it works, right? So in a way, it's a good thing. Like I said, if he was in the team, the youngsters would have definitely benefited from learning a thing or two from him. So in that way, it's a bad thing, because we're losing a really good bowler from someone not only with his performance who would have done well, but also the upcoming bowlers would have learned a lot from him. So in that way, yes, it's bad. Why is it good? Because of his attitude. Do you really want Shaheen growing up, Naseem, Hasnain growing up watching this brick, acting the way he's acting? Like, this is not how it's done. You stay in the team when you perform, you're out of the team when you don't perform. It's simple as that. It's the same in every other country. Greatest of legends have been kicked out of the team, and they've improved their performance, and they get back into the team. This is no way of getting back into the team, saying that I retired, that's it, I give up, I'm not going to play for you anymore. That's not the way to do this, and that's the way he's chosen to do this. That's my opinion. Like I said, if you don't like it, that's fine. Just remain respectful. That's all I ask you. Share with me your opinion as well. That's what I think about it. I think it, in the long run, if you think about it, it's a good thing. We do have a lot of young pace bowlers at the moment, so we're not going to miss Amir all that much. And the real victim of all this is Amir himself. The only person that's going to lose a lot here is Amir himself. Because when you talk about the greatest bowlers of all time, you're talking about Rakhad Yunus, Wasim Akram, even currently Jasprit Bumrah, Muhammad Shami, Mitch Stark, and all these great bowlers, Trent Bolt, bowlers from all around the world. What are the performances that people speak of? The performances that people speak of with these great bowlers from around the world is always on international level. It's never on what they did in the IPL or the PSL or the Vitality Blast or the BBL. When have you heard anyone talk about Ben Stokes' 100 in the IPL? The only thing you hear about Ben Stokes is the Ashes performance, it's the World Cup final performance, it's the performance he gave against West Indies. It's always international level, so the only person who's really going to be hurt by this decision is Amir himself, because he's missing out the chance of getting that stardom. Even now, what were the performance that I spoke about Amir? I didn't speak about the Super Over and the PSL, even though he was amazing in that. I didn't speak of that because who cares, right? What did I speak about? I spoke about the Asia Cup. I spoke about the England-Australia Test. I spoke about... Well, actually, I didn't speak about the 2009 World Cup. He was actually part of the 2009 World Cup, the champion squad. So there you go. There's another international performance, right? There's always going to be international performance, and the only person who's missing out here is Amir himself. Is it a bad decision? Yes, on his side, it's a bad decision, but it's also good for Pakistan. It's bittersweet in a way. I definitely do think he's the best bowler Pakistan had at the moment. He was just out of form. He should have gone back to the nets instead of going to the media and talking all this crap about Waqar Younis and Misbah. That doesn't make any sense to me. You were crap. You were not performing. It's simple as that. You did not perform and they did not select you. That's why he's out of the team. There you go. You guys asked me for my opinion. There's my opinion. Do let me know what you think. Like I said, whatever you think, just remain respectful. That's all I ask of you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do drop a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a nice.